NATO's role in Moldova, countering Russian influence. Moldova, a small landlocked country in Eastern Europe, has been embroiled in political turmoil since its independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. The country is characterized by its ethnic and linguistic diversity, with Romanian, Russian, and Ukrainian being the official languages. Moldova is also divided into two regions, with Transnistria to the east of the Dniester River, which has been self-proclaimed as an independent state. The situation in Moldova has been further aggravated by Russia's increasing influence in the region. Since the 2014 annexation of Crimea in Ukraine, Russia has been focusing its efforts on expanding its sphere of influence in Eastern Europe. Moldova, being one of Russia's neighboring countries, has been an easy target for Russian intervention. Russian propaganda and disinformation campaigns have been used to spread discord and destabilize the Moldovan government. In addition, Russian political and economic pressure has been applied to shape Moldova's foreign policy in favor of Russia. In the face of increasing Russian aggression in the region, Moldova has looked towards NATO as a potential ally in countering Russian influence. NATO has been working closely with the Moldovan government to strengthen its defense capabilities and enhance its domestic security. In 2014, NATO signed an Individual Partnership Action Plan, IPAP, with Moldova, which sets out practical steps and priorities for cooperation in areas including defense reform, security sector reform, and crisis management. One of the main objectives of NATO's partnership with Moldova is to support the country's efforts to reform its defense and security sector. This has included the provision of training and assistance in areas such as counterterrorism, explosive ordnance disposal, cyber defense, and strategic communication. NATO has also supported Moldova in building its capacity to respond to crises, both domestically and internationally. NATO's role in countering Russian influence in Moldova goes beyond just military cooperation. NATO has been working closely with the Moldovan government to address issues related to corruption and good governance. Corruption has long been a challenge in Moldova, with many Moldovan politicians and officials accused of being under the influence of foreign powers, including Russia. NATO has been working with Moldova to improve transparency and accountability in the country's political and economic systems, in order to reduce the risk of foreign interference. NATO has also been supporting Moldova's efforts to strengthen its democratic institutions and protect human rights. This has included training and assistance in areas such as electoral reform, media freedom, and the protection of minority rights. By promoting good governance and the rule of law, NATO is helping to create a more stable and secure Moldova, which is less vulnerable to external threats and interference. Although NATO's partnership with Moldova has been promising, there are still challenges that need to be addressed. One of the biggest challenges is the lack of public support for Moldova's NATO membership. A large portion of the Moldovan population is skeptical of NATO's intentions and believes that closer ties with Russia would be more beneficial. This sentiment has been fueled by Russian propaganda, which portrays NATO as an aggressive and imperialist organization. Another challenge is the geopolitical environment in which Moldova finds itself. Moldova is sandwiched between Ukraine, Romania, and Russia, with each country pursuing its own interests in the region. This has led to a complex geopolitical situation, with competing interests and agendas at play. NATO's partnership with Moldova needs to take into account this complex geopolitical environment, in order to be effective. In conclusion, NATO's role in countering Russian influence in Moldova is crucial in creating a stable and secure Eastern Europe. NATO's partnership with Moldova goes beyond just military cooperation, and includes support for defense sector reform, good governance, and human rights. However, there are still challenges that need to be addressed, including public opinion and the complex geopolitical environment. NATO's continued engagement with Moldova is necessary to promote stability and safeguard the country's independence and sovereignty.